like I'm just saying, like there are paths to finding international games that teams are going to be really favorable in that you could find guys to play, and you just have to figure it out.
Yeah, I do feel like that part is actually overlooked when people. I feel like people get too cute with international stuffs, with international teams, and that there are sometimes second division teams or MLS teams that play during the break. And the problem is that those leagues tend not to be that high scoring when it comes to SO5, and you're competing against players who are playing internationally in sometimes significant, like you said, anybody's playing San Marino, whoever's on that team is probably going to smash. And so you're going to be in a situation where you're going in with your La Liga 2 guys where you're like, I have a lineup. And it's like, well, that's great. But this Slovenia stack just scored 540 and you got your 5 guys all played, but you scored 362 and you're not even remotely close to a reward. Like, I think that's the other thing that people ignore is that international, like during international play, reward pools are tiny.
Yeah.
And so you really need to smash it in order to get a good reward. And I feel like focusing on the second division that just happen to play during these breaks ends up being actually more detrimental because you end up with these guys that just don't score enough.
Yeah, well, what those guys are is effectively like they're your guys that you go out there and try to hit a threshold with, right? Like you try to go get a threshold with them. They're not going to get you up there on a podium. Like you're not, or not even a podium. They're not even going to win your award. Because like if you do not smash it, like 60s and 70s in international breaks are just not going to cut it for the most part. Like you need to be putting up big ass scores. And if you are putting up big ass scores, you can be competitive and you can be productive in those windows. But like if you're not, you just cannot get those sort of responses.